that's what I consider effort, is like making sure that you're doing the right stuff for you and the right stuff that actually gets clients. It's not rebuilding a CRM. It's not switching CRMs. It's not making a pretty visual for your website. It's not fucking logos. It's how many conversations do you have with potential clients? So that's all effort, making sure that it's the right stuff. There is an actual quantitative formula for success. And this is something that I learned just last night. And I've been thinking about it all night, past the 3 hours that I slept. And this is from a Japanese entrepreneur named Kazuo Inamori, who actually saved the Japanese airlines. He died a couple of years ago. And since then, a lot of other business coaches and mindset coaches have kind of taken this formula, made it their own for their own industry. So that's what I'm going to do today. Take this success formula, go over what his formula is and how this can apply to you specifically for real estate. His formula for success is attitude times effort times ability. And first, I kind of want to go over what I've been thinking about this, and success in this definition doesn't mean like you're going to make $100,000 a year. You're going to make $500,000 a year. You're going to achieve 22% body fat. It's the success is being the best version that you can be. So on like a day-to-day, week-to-week, year-to-year. So I want to go further into this, but before I dive deep into examples and numbers, Shelby, welcome to our show.
Happy to be here, Ali. Thank you. No comments from me so far. Please continue.
Why did it sound like you had a British accent? That's funny. Okay. So I thought about this yesterday, and I really was trying to make this like more quantitative. Like, how can is this a formula to make $1 million this year, $1 million next year? I'm going to take each of these like multiplying factors, or like the variables, and kind of like define them, because what is attitude, what is effort, and what is ability? And I mean, it's kind of obvious. So attitude, but it's not just like having a smile on your face. And it's not just thinking positive, but at the same time it is, because if you are not confident in yourself, that is part of attitude. If you go to listing appointments and you're like, I don't know if they're going to choose me, then chances are they're not. Like you have to have like the confidence, the motivation. It all is kind of like all encompassing under attitude. After attitude is effort. And effort, this is, I think, probably one of the biggest variables that I see recently that I'm seeing with real estate agents trying to be quote unquote successful, whatever they define success as. And because so many agents are working on the wrong things, or they may be working on the right things, but it's not right for them. So for example, they join a team and the team's like, hey, here are all these numbers, cold call. And if they don't like cold calling, it may be good effort, but it kind of then ties back to the attitude where they're like, I hope that this number doesn't answer my call because I don't want to talk to them. So like if you're doing stuff that kind of counter or contradicts what you like, for example, if you hate getting knocked on, like on the door, like on a Sunday morning or at any time really, like me, then you're not going to enjoy door knocking. If you never answer strange phone numbers, you're not going to enjoy cold calling. So all of that is like kind of, it can be either in the attitude or effort column. So kind of like there are a lot of examples which could fall under one or multiple of these three. But that's what I consider effort, is like making sure that you're doing the right stuff for you and the right stuff that actually gets clients. It's not rebuilding a CRM. It's not switching CRMs. It's not making a pretty visual for your website. It's not fucking logos. It's how many conversations do you have with potential clients? So that's all effort, making sure that it's the right stuff. And then if you're on a 50-50 split, it's time to rethink your brokerage. At eXp, the split is 80-20. And once you cap, you keep 100%. We show you how to get there faster. I'm Ali Garced, or Ali the Agent. My sponsor, Shelby Johnson, and I each close over 40 deals a year.
We are full-time agents actively producing, and everyone in our upline is an icon agent. When you name us as a sponsor at eXp, you get full access to all of our systems and checklists and templates, our 200K GCI playbook to help you make 200K your first year, direct mentorship and direct access to us, no huge group calls. We also help agents add another stream of income, which is rev share. We will help you with all the tools and trainings you need to build revenue share that will help you retire early. If you're interested in building an actual business, book a call at theagentgoldmine.com.
Ability is skill set. Like, how much do you know about the market? How much do you know about the real estate transaction on the buyer side, on the seller side? How good are you with scripts? How good is your communication? So it's all of that is kind of like falls under the ability. So then how do we, let's like do an example and like place numbers on this, right? So it's going to be a percentage. And the way that Inamori, the Japanese entrepreneur, did it, I think he added it instead of it being multiplied. And then since that a lot of other people have done like, no, it's multiplication, not addition. Either way, it's like, it gives you a number as long as you are consistent with using the same type. So for this example, I'm actually going to do, I'm going to multiply out of a percentage. So like 0, because your attitude could be 0, your ability could be 0. And if any one of these is a 0, you're not going to make money. You're not going to have a closing. And this entrepreneur said that the attitude is the only one out of these 3 that could actually be negative, like worse than 0. Because not only if you don't have a good attitude about it, but if you have a bad attitude while doing it, that's even worse. But for this example, we're just going to do 0 through 100% and then multiply all of them. So say, for example, you are doing, you are confident in your ability. You like being a real estate agent, you like doing lead generation activities, then your attitude may be close to 100 and maybe 90%. You're like, hey, I'm new to the business. I'm ready to learn. I'm looking to do the most that I can do, right? So let's say 90% attitude for that. Maybe the other 10% is like, I don't know if they're going to choose me, but I'm going to try my hardest. So let's do 90%. So that's going to be 0.9. Then you multiply that times your effort. And again, if you are doing the lead gen stuff that you like doing, that you feel, again, kind of like confident in, and you're doing enough, you're not cold calling 5 people. And if 5 people don't answer, then, okay, well, I'll try again tomorrow. It's cold calling until you have X amount of conversation, 20 conversations with potential, or 20 appointments set for the week, like whatever your number is. My number was 6 conversations every single day. I will not go to sleep until I have 6 conversations about real estate with potential buyers or sellers or referrals. So that's effort. Are you working on the right things? Say in this example, kind of like a newer agent, but eager and excited. Say your effort is still something that you're trying to work on because you don't quite know yet. Is video for you? Is cold calling for you? Is something else for you? So maybe you're at a 60% there. So 0.6. So far we have 0.9 times 0.6. And then ability. In this example, a little bit of a newer agent, but maybe they're on a team. Maybe they're learning the MLS rules, the NAR rules, exactly how to help a buyer, exactly how to help a seller. So maybe their ability is higher than 50%, but they're not 100, right? They're still on the newer side. So, and maybe they have a team leader to help them every single step of the way. So let's do 75%. Nah, that's a little too much for this example. Let's do 65%. If your attitude is 90% and your effort, I think I said 60%. So 0.9 times 0.6 times your ability, which is 0.65. That gives you a whopping total of 35%. Like, that's not good. So as you do this, you can see where this is the biggest way, they're the easiest way for you to find out what part of the success formula do I need to work on immediately. And in this case, it's either the effort, making sure that they're working on the right shit, or the ability. Like, I need to know what the hell I'm talking about. I need to know what the price points go for, the days on market, so I sound smarter, and I am smarter. So this is just something for like a quick like gauge check, like where am I? And then to be able to identify what you need to work on today. So hopefully that helps. Shelby, any thoughts? I kind of just rambled.
No, I love your rambling. That was very fun for me. I did want to note that the attitude thing, so it's a lot easier to have a good attitude if you like what you're doing, which Ali did emphasize several times. So if you're sitting there and you hate what you're doing every day and you really like just dread every piece of your life, just know that you can change it. You can choose what you want to do, and there are many different ways to skin the cat or whatever they say. And if that's not enough, if you're like, hey, I do like what I'm doing, but I'm just not excited, I don't have the energy. Something that I found for me at least is that I am a lot more excited when I have energy. And energy is something that you can engineer. A lot of people are just like, I'm always tired, whatever. But there's a lot of things that you can do to increase your energy. And therefore, that will feed into your attitude, your effort, and eventually lead to an increase in ability, because putting forth a lot of effort, getting in a lot of reps will increase your ability over time inevitably. And so if you are thinking about how do I engineer more energy, it goes back to what do humans need for energy? They need sleep. They don't just need energy drinks. You actually do need sleep. And then also, like, what are you putting in your body? You guys know that, you go to lunch with a lender or whatever, and you eat a giant burger and fries, which is literally my favorite thing to get when I got to lunch. But then you come back and you are comatose because you are heavy, your brain fog, all of these things, you end up just taking a nap. Whereas if you eat, like if you think about what you're putting in your body and when you're putting in your body, it helps increase your energy. And then also, if you're anything like me, I find that when I'm tired and I'm like in between tasks, I'll pick up my phone and I'll see what's happening on Instagram. Like I'll go up there to like post a story, but then I'll be hooked by some fucking reel about cats or whatever. And then before you know it, you've scrolled for 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. What I've noticed is that after I'm done with the scrolling, my energy is like even more depleted. That dopamine within me is just sucked up. So just remembering that sleep, diet, get off the phone. It is a trap. And then also one more thing that really helps with energy for me is the gratitude type of stuff, which is so annoying because you're like, yeah, sure, my life is great. Like there's so many things that I should be grateful for, but whatever. But like taking the time to think about not just what you're grateful for, but reflecting on the gain versus the gap, because we're always thinking about like, oh, we have so much to do. Oh, this is so exhausting. As opposed to think about where you were a year ago or 5 years ago and think about how far you've come. It's those things that really help. Okay, I'm on, one step in front of another, progress over perfection. Those type of things will increase your energy, which will lead to attitude, which will lead to effort and ultimately ability. And that is my soapbox, and I'm done.
I love it. Thank you, Shelby. Hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of like numbers to do today. Curious what your numbers are? Hit us up. We're on the Instagram, Ali the Agent, spelled ALI, The Shelby Show. We look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.
Be a bro and
share the show.
Share the show. Yep. Okay, bye.
If you're on a 50-50 split, it's time to rethink your brokerage. At eXp, the split is 80-20. And once you cap, you keep 100%. We show you how to get there faster. I'm Ali Garced, or Ali the Agent. My sponsor, Shelby Johnson, and I each close over 40 deals a year. We are full-time agents actively producing, and everyone in our upline is an icon agent. When you name us as a sponsor at eXp, you get full access to all of our systems and checklists and templates, our 200K GCI playbook to help you make 200K your first year, direct mentorship and direct access to us, no huge group calls. We also help agents add another stream of income, which is rev share. We will help you with all the tools and trainings you need to build revenue share that will help you retire early. If you're interested in building an actual business, book a call at theagentgoldmine.com.